4D, Karthik, just bringing us in real hard. Pause. Everybody, welcome to our community of acceptance and celebration. You're here at NFT ART TALK, where we're live Monday through Friday. Make sure to like and subscribe to keep in touch with us, y'all. All right, that's just that button right down there. And then once you subscribe, hit that bell so you can get notified when we're live. Also, we are always on Twitter, so shoot us a follow, shoot us a DM if you want to get in touch, maybe join the show, and let's chat in a space. We're definitely hanging out in spaces with a bunch of really cool people on the regular. But you can join us here live daily for a new way to experience the NFT art scene. We're going to be talking about what we are doing as artists, also the art and artists that inspire us, some of the hot topics that catch our eye related to art, music, fashion, and culture. But mostly we're here just to have some fun, meet some new people, get some new people interested in the NFT space, maybe answer some questions, share, and showcase artists. And today's episode, we're going to do just that. We're going to get our Karthik South by Southwest update, talk about the upcoming Metaverse show, the SPURS, Snoop Dogg, FABQUILP, LYANGA by Ada, a new artist that we met this morning actually. Also, we're going to show you just everything else that we got going on. So make sure to like and subscribe to stay in touch, and you can always follow us on Twitter. What's up, Karthik? How's your morning going, man? I'm going to get this thing tweeted out.
It was good, man. I was able to pitch in a space earlier. Came up with a new type of pitch, kind of edited a little bit better, I think, because they always say the story is your art and your art is your story. That's right here. But yeah, man, just chilling. Been rolling to South by a lot, checking a lot of music actually yesterday, and it's crazy, man. Like, they have flyers all over the place, and I remember when we were doing it as a band all those years, we put flyers. Just basically South by just gets mass stickered up with flyers and wheat paste and stuff like that. So now you see QR codes on everything, kind of promoting NFT projects, man. I think that you would love to see that, Moshe, when I was walking around.
You know I love the slaps game, dude. In real life, that's how this thing transcends itself. That's what's happening at South by right now, you know?
Yep.
And also, yeah, of course I love to hear that. We used to get up, dude. People used to get mad at us for putting up stickers, bro. They used to get mad at us. That was like our favorite moments. Some of my favorite moments.
They're mad because they didn't have a band doing that.
Dude, actually, I'm going to note that. That's going in the video game, bro.
Yep.
That's going in the video game. You get
It's
those
one of the
slaps.
missions.
Yeah, dude. You get those slaps up. You win some points.
Sorry, man. But yeah, man, everything's going good here. I got to check
For
out what I noticed in the... They have kind of some music happening earlier. It really interactive these last 3 or 4 days is kind of going on. But what I noticed is a lot of music. They had a lot of female bands actually where I was going through. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, we love to see representation, you know what I mean? Of all.
So I saw one all-female band yesterday, and then the other day I saw a band with 2 female leads on there. So I thought it was cool. And in rock kind of like rock music style.
That's tight. Well, I know we'll dive into more of South by later as the episode progresses. I was going to say real quick, I thought your pitch was really cool this morning. Sorry, I was like mid-tweeting this thing out. And also, I want to say what's up to Dickens's hanging out in the chat. We'll be dropping alpha the whole time, mostly just hanging out, checking out artists. Hit us up if you have any questions for us. We'll try to answer them live too, for what we know, because we're just, doing our thing in this game. But yeah, and also don't forget to like and subscribe so you can hang out with us every day. We're here Monday through Friday. But I really liked your pitch this morning, Karthik, because you showed more of who you are and what makes you passionate. It was less about kind of what's happening and how you can fundamentally do this, because the truth is we're even in our, you have a huge collection. It's got, a couple hundred pieces that you made, but they're all one of ones, dude. So there's more of a story than just at this stage than just this is what our team does and this is who my community is. And I know people want that to invest because they want to make sure that their, you know, investment like has value. But the truth is, at this stage, we're getting people to invest in us. So hearing about how you learned how to play music and when that started and how that progressed into doing this, and even sharing the truth that you were making these little music videos way before NFTs were popping off. And I thought that was a really cool thing to tie together, you know?
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate you listening to it. Yeah, I would just say I just love the art. And if you just invest yourself into the art, you never know where it's going to take you. So just trying to encompass that story in like a little spiel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I really like that. So before we jump into this, Dickens's wants to know, were all the Doodles events as good as they looked on Twitter?
I mean, look, man, when I walked by the place, it looked super packed. I didn't go check out the Diplo show the last night because I think that was private for the doodle holders. But, you know, in terms of how it looked artistically, I thought it was pretty badass, honestly, man. But that's comparative to like what I've seen more in music kind of production. Music production is more like that I've seen, more live band. You have screens involved in it. But just the whole colorful nature and the community behind it, I thought that was pretty tight. I thought that was like an example to be set forward for how NFT activations could be activated not only at South by but other events around the world going forward.
So in general, yes, it was pretty
general
tight.
Yes, yeah, man. I mean, like, you know, it definitely,
especially if you have a Doodles,
top five probably activations I saw walking around South by, honestly. Like right now, we'll see what happens when music happens because I always compare it to that too.
Well, that's real tight, you know. Yeah, I know you were in yesterday's episode too. We were talking about some of that and like some of the activations you were seeing, and yeah, I am excited because, like, you know, it feels like a lot of the investors want to see IRL like events. They want to be able to, like, not everybody wants to be behind like their PFP. They all, like, everybody wants to like go and have, like, they want their NFT to give them access to something. Like, I keep on seeing that, you know?
And those people want to come together, right? And it's a cool thing, like, maybe they're all around the world collect these NFTs and they're able to come to a central point and kind of meet for the first time, right?
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
Appreciate the question though, man.
Yeah.
Kansas.
Whoops.
So do you want me to go through the Austin South by recap of the other couple events, man, first? Or do you want to talk about that article you were mentioning?
Well, first I want to give some shout outs to the show coming up tomorrow. I'm gonna be DJing on Spatial, so technically my second or third maybe Metaverse show now. I don't know, but yeah, it's really easy to download the app if you don't have it. You can go and follow me on Twitter, and I'm tweeting it out a lot. And then once you have the app, you can download by your phone, or you can watch on your phone, or you can like get on your computer. I found that on your computer you can engage more with the environment, but like you're able to come up and like make your avatar dance, and there's going to be a bunch of people hanging out in this like metaverse setting. So I'm super pumped to DJ, and I really like the other artists, and I think they have really dope stuff. I got to see the room yesterday. It's pretty tight. I'm excited. Yeah, but I'll be kicking it off at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And then I'll actually be hanging out all day. I think I'm going to host the thing. I think I'm going to be DJing, just, you know, getting whoever's there hype on the dance floor. I'm pretty pumped.
Yo, man, this poster's tight. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, you should drop a QR code and make some stickers and print it up and post it all over the city.
Know, Let's go, dude. I'm setting up the DJ Fetus, our band Karthik NFTs space, hopefully tonight. So, yeah, let's go. We'll definitely be hosting events in Spatial. Our community will have the opportunity to come hang out, possibly start streaming this show in there. Yeah, before we get to South by, I just thought, staying in theme of kind of like our episodes and whatnot, we're always keeping an eye on what's popping in the space. So I saw this article. I thought this would be an interesting way to kick it off. This artist was basically kind of living that Spotify life that all of us artists can relate to. Not really the most lucrative way to live. You know, like, I mean, Karthik can probably tell us more, but like you have to get like 100,000 spins to get like maybe $100. Does that sound about right?
Man, I got 300K. I probably made like 1,500 bucks, 2K, something like
Okay.
that. So,
Okay. Okay,
what
cool.
is
So that's
that?
a good
Yeah.
perspective, right?
Yeah, some, yeah.
And that
500,
that song was
600.
on like a couple playlists and getting like a lot of monthly listens on yours. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, but that's just a one-time payment too. So we just thought this was really cool. Here's another artist that's saying like, I'm gonna put my stuff on Web3. It looks like release some of like kind of album artwork type stuff, and then you know made some really good money in Web3, and will probably make royalties whenever as they sell as her career progresses, and you know. I know it's going to be in theme when we start talking about Snoop too, but I just think this is a really cool movement. So I wanted to bring that up. But Kartik, if you have any thoughts, you can. I know we'll get into it later.
Yeah, man. I think this is just an example of like the old system undervaluing a lot of artists, man. So, it's cool this new system comes up because some of these artists can actually be like, oh, okay, I have a new barometer of maybe how much more my art is really worth. In my opinion, art is like infinitely worth like so much more than any kind of number, right? But this shows you I guess, drastic contrast between this old system of just streaming away that people was like, hey, just do it this way, to a new system that's actually empowering some of these artists. Because these funds will help this artist create more art going forward, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, that's a real cool article like you found.
All right, cool. Let's move into the South by recap. Sorry about my dog, y'all.
No worries, man. Yeah, so companies from Doodles to luxury car manufacturer Porsche offered NFT themed entertainment to thousands of attendees appearing in person in Texas over the weekend. So I kind of talked about Doodles in the last episode, and XRP, which was releasing X-Punks. So the one that I kind of wanted to actually talk about more today was blockchain, this BCL, right? They had a really tight like activation, blockchain creative labs, where I actually went in there. They did up the party. They had screens with NFTs like kind of right when you walked in, playing different types of artwork from different artists and such. And then they had this like one room that was like they corded off, and you go in there, there's real tight light activation, all these things. And then they also had some speakers there too, and musicians playing afterwards. I think 3 Loud, and I want to say Versailles might be the other one that played as an after show. And they also did WWE. I'm a fan of WWE, WWF back in the day. But Charlotte Flair and Stephanie McMahon came out there, and they're actually launching a platform together with the WWE to sell NFTs, and it's going to be the own NFT marketplace. Well, I say that I think WWE is great, like brand maker, and a lot of artists, if you kind of see like what they're doing, they're kind of more of a content company now. And now that they're coming into the NFT space, I think it's just a good transition as their youth and audience grows. And it was cool to see them activate at South by and actually kind of announce this. The other thing that was going on was this Fluff World, which was kind of wild. I wish Motion was actually there to see this. It seemed like some kind of like bunny PFP kind of project. The artist that actually was creating the artwork was a music poster artist. Moshe. He actually did like Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, all these tight art like pieces. I know you've seen some of them probably.
That looks real tight. I was waiting to like hit play until we got there because I haven't really looked at this either. But yeah, I'm down for that.
And I think the artist is in Dallas actually. So I'll try. I need to look up. We'll do a review of that artist actually. But yeah, he said he drove down here. So anyway, it's like kind of like a bunny PFP environment universe they're building. And they had this like geodesic dome shape where they just had all these projectors projecting around it, right? And there's just like this like animated CGI bunny concert. You can kind of see it in this. I think they're just kind of showing different kind of artwork in this. But yeah, it was just kind of like a music video that bunny talking about a story they're trying to do. And yeah, man, it's cool. They're trying to bring the music with the NFT, and it looks like they did kind of big activation on it, and they had like an actual music affiliated artist kind of doing the art, which I thought was pretty tight. But dude, going forward,
this looks like some new age Disney World ish right here, dude. Like this is real tight. I wish I could go to that. That's tight. I want to like take my kid to this. This is real tight.
There was at least probably like I would say 10, 15 projectors going circularly around the whole thing, projecting. And that's what I thought was pretty tight. I don't think I've seen too many setups like that. So I was like, this is pretty cool. And yeah, so that was one of the big activations that was kind of occurring there when we were kind of walking by like Red River District, which is downtown area. And it was just tight. It was just an example of like, hey, this is how you could activate. This is kind of how you get artists involved. What I thought was interesting, they had the bunny doing music. So I could see a lot of music kind of coming into all these rounds, in addition to these late night shows that were happening.
Yeah, it's that collaboration point again. You know what I mean? You got dope music. You got awesome. Obviously, there's so many visual artists in there. Like I mean, look at that. That's like a full on immersive experience. That is, thanks for putting us on to that. That is really cool. That is really cool.
That's cool. Yeah. So y'all, everybody should come, check out South by, in the future, just come to Austin. Also, Austin just a creative town too. So yeah, you have a lot of things come down here and converge.
Speaking of,
yeah,
I don't know if you noticed, we're both representing our basketball teams today. It's starting to make its way into this
SPURS
space. Sorry, I was just looking at the.
So this is, I'm a huge Spurs fan, as you can see, and they actually just released this collection called the 1336 Coach Pop collection. So he became the most winningest coach in the NBA, and I was just like, man, this is cool. And so I think the proceeds of these actually go into the food bank. Yeah, Spurs and San Antonio Food Bank, 100% of these proceeds go to them through this historic collection. So it's just cool. It's just Greg Popovich with a couple of plays, I guess he wrote on postcards that are digitally animated in this with like Spurs backgrounds. And it was like around it looks like 0.09 to 0.1 for these NFTs right now. And I think the higher price one, they had unlockable content. So that's going to be interesting to see, because I think that was going for like 1 ETH, right? So just like, man, is that going to be, they're going to give them more collectibles? Is that going to maybe give them tickets or VIP passes to the next game? So that kind of interaction I thought was pretty tight, just to see that. And in addition, just to see the NBA and team affiliates like Spurs starting to get into this NFT space to legitimize it a little bit more.
Bro, Karthik like bought one of these and then like immediately hit me up like, yeah, I got a Spurs NFT. I was like, oh shit. Now I'm gonna have to like rep Heat gear. Like,
you're gonna get a Heat NFT now, dog.
Dude, I like before pre-show, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to go find that now. And like, FTX has the naming rights to the arena. I mean, just a little backstory for anybody that's like doesn't know us. Like, Karthik and I have been to multiple like Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs finals games together, where like both of our teams have like ended up the winners, and you've just had like the best times. Some of the best memories I think of our like friendship together have been at like Heat versus Spurs games, right? Like there's this like I'll even share. Okay, so we were there when like not when Ray Allen hit the three, but that series, right? Like the game before Ray Allen. Like the game.
We were watching that on TV together, actually.
Yeah, we were watching that, but then we went to one of the games in that series too, and it was just like victory. And Karthik was like all sad. Then literally like the next year, I was like face down, like, and Karthik and all of his Spurs friends were like talking mad shit to me, as like the Heat were just getting wrecked by the Spurs. And oh man, I had some fun times. And so I just think, I want you to share it too, but I think it's cool now that we can own an NFT. It's like owning, and this is like official NFT. Like it gets you to the Spurs Twitter. It's like, this is their collection. Now you can own this like extra piece of that. I just think that's a really cool way to look at NFTs. I really do.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, thanks to Moshe getting that Game 5 tickets through his Connect so that we can go see the Spurs win the championship in San Antonio. And it's LeBron James' last game in Miami.
I know. And literally the year before that, you had to buy me a LeBron James championship jersey because we beat y'all. And yeah, and then we went to that, sorry, just more fun Spurs moments, but then we went to that one game and we sat next to Kawhi's mom, and you were wearing like the Kawhi jersey. It was real tight. We were just chilling with the fam. We were like, what's up? So I just think it's a really cool, I just wanted to share those because I think it's a really cool way to
connect
like,
with that. Yeah.
yeah, to
Yeah.
connect
Remember
with your
those
favorite
memories.
things.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just like music and art, but like sports are involved, and collectibles and games and meditation and yoga. I mean, all this stuff is finding its way into this space. So, all right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Right.
I want to say what's up to everybody chilling in the chats. What's up, humans? Check out yesterday's. We had you up there. We're definitely about to jump into some humans, fam. What's up, Hayes? Crystal Baby Illustrations said let's go, but I fear that was for the Spurs, so I did not comment go Spurs go, but Karthik can address that.
Go Spurs go. Spurs family everywhere in the world.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. But speaking of humans, let's jump into some humans fam artwork. An artist that I've had the fortune of hanging out with, I feel like pretty much every day since we like met each other. But I really love what FABQUILP's doing here. Building a community around some really dope artwork, and he's just a really cool guy, honestly. Hosting spaces, doing a pretty awesome pitch with like accents sometimes, and mostly just building out, just taking part in everything that the NFT world's doing. So I highly encourage you to check it out. All the links are in the description below. But yeah, let's look at some of the artwork, because that's what we're here to do, since we can do that here. I don't know, honestly, I was eyeing this one. You know, I love the colorful. You know, I mean, look at my own self-portrait. It has a rainbow in it. So I was kind of eyeing this one. I probably shouldn't be pushing that on the show. So I was gonna come in, take it
snatch
from
it
me.
up.
Yeah, but yeah, I love the alien thing. I love the whole story behind like his community. I'm gonna read it real quick. At the Android Haven Community Center, we bring in obsolete robots from communications to medical droids. We here at AHCC believe that every android deserves a home. So look around and give an old droid, a discontinued droid, and sometimes even new droids a forever home, at least until you die. Yeah, you know, there's some rarity properties, you know, so we love seeing that. And also, just quickly, you know, I think it's really cool that he's doing customs too. And I think it's cool that more and more people are doing that and motivating. I know it's a great motivator for your community, and also it just kind of shows like this is, you know, like that's what Karthik and I talk about a lot. It's like as musicians, we can do custom music tracks, like, and being a part of this world is making me realize that, you know, and it's because it's like it's just giving what you're able to give. And I love seeing that in a community, so I know that really fired me up. I'm gonna get off of here so nobody gets any funny ideas as I save for that.
The artwork's real tight, man.
Yeah.
Like, and the concept behind it, and just the collaboration and the collection of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm probably gonna pick up a piece, honestly.
Yeah, it's real tight.
I'll pick up that piece you wanted, fool.
Well, that'll only help him raise his floor price, bro. Yeah, I mean, we all should. We should all be supporting each other's communities. That's just kind of the way it goes down. And I know Fab's been real tight, and I'm really excited that we got him on the show. And I'm sorry that my computer is sucking. So we'll move on. Remember, all the links are in the description below, y'all.
Cool, man. Yeah, so I thought it was pretty nice. Snoop Dogg releasing Death Row songs. It's kind of like a mixtape, honestly. It's like, I think 27 and 30-minute tracks along with the picture. But yeah, these NFTs are being sold. I guess they sold on Sound XYZ. They're going for like 0.36 ETH. I think some of them are going a little bit higher. But what was cool, I heard this in a space a few days ago, I guess, and I mentioned it on the show that I heard that they were going to do this, and it looks like they did drop it. And I think it's tight because he's just allowing people to remix his stuff. Even has in some of the descriptions like, yo, I made this so that there's even spaces that MCs can put their spin on it, throw their verses on there. And I just thought it was real tight, just trying to collaborate, release music in a new way, which needs to always happen, because I think music is a revolution in a sense. They're visionaries in a lot of ways. But yeah, man, I just think it's tight. I'm like, man, maybe I need to remix some of this now, bro, and just like get my stuff out and be like, I got Snoop Dogg NFT with my Spurs NFT.
I mean, let's listen to it for a second.
Let's check it out.
Did I enable your sound? Did I not do that?
I don't know. I don't hear it right now, so I'll listen to it when I get back. I'll always review the shows and watch it over again. So.
Special mix
and I
from
listen
me
to
you. Let's
Wait, it gives a little intro. We gotta let him hear that.
Sound.xyz, Death
Oh,
Row
okay.
Records, Big Snoop Dogg, a.k.a. DJ Snoopadelic, special mix from me to you. Let's go. Oh, man.
Damn, it does slam, bro. I was just listening to it on my phone last night. I was like, is this like some rough mix? Nuh-uh.
Yeah, some of that Snoop Dogg Master Kush. Yeah.
That's real
Depends
tight.
is on the rights granted. I just saw, like, if you scroll down in the description if you can, Moshe, I don't know if it's in the details or the description. He says like he just wants people to put their verse on there. So in terms of like the rights granted, I mean, my belief, I think he just understands this remix culture and the hip hop culture, bro. And he's just trying to release it a new way and find new artists that are kind of remixing it and just understand this kind of space. From what I understand, it might have been in the details, or yeah, it said fans that enjoy the remix. Yeah, but I was reading about that, so I need to look a little bit more into it, but my understanding was like, yo, he just did this so people can remix it. Because from my understanding, he's trying to find new artists, actually. And he's talking about fan empowerment.
Fans,
yeah.
Changes the game.
I thought it was a cool description, man. He's just talking about shout out to the fans and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
even a couple minutes for you, throw your own verse in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is back to like it. Literally, it's funny. This is just what we were saying about artists. It's like, I mean, Snoop probably has a million, like way more tracks than anybody can imagine in his career. So, you know, he knows what's going on. And also, to be honest, like with the rights and stuff like that, yeah, it's probably like, yo, go remix this, go do this, go do that. I mean, this space is new. So, you know, there isn't the truth about when it comes to rights in music. This is just my personal opinion. I just want to clarify that. I'm not an attorney. I do have music industry experience. However, I know that I'm not an attorney. So I want to be clear about that. There has to be precedent, though, in most every case that I've seen. You know what I mean? And what do I mean by precedent? Something like this has happened before. Somebody has bought my NFT. Someone has rapped on said NFT. Someone has sold said NFT to X entity for X amount of money doing this and that. Because all the precedent that's set right now is that the artist gets paid, whatever that means. The rights owners get paid, you know? So I think it's interesting that, you know, and if you're interested, there's a lot of, I think we can maybe talk about this in future episodes too. We do see like artists putting, like I even put some disclaimers in my description just because like the YouTube lawyer or whatever, and some of our friends Stilo was talking about it. I was like, you know, this sounds smart. It's just, but it's less about like if you commercialize my music, and it's more about like whatever you do with it, you take the rights for it. Like that's, you know, not on me. You know, so like the part we joke about, like if you take my music and you put it on like a porn track, like that's on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like whatever happens there, that's on you. You know, because the truth is I can't control what happens to my music anymore, especially as an independent artist.
And if you want to even look at it like on Instagram or TikTok, most of these musicians, they're taking the 30-second sample of the track and anybody's able to remix that to any video they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Now, if they sell it as an NFT, that's another thing. But I think our culture is kind of coming back to this like mix and remix type of culture. Because even if you take one of these tracks and say it blows up and, you know, people are going crazy, NFTs, I'm pretty much thinking Snoop Dogg's like going to come to you and be like, hey, do you want to collaborate together?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just thinking too. Like, I wonder if he like takes these beats and like registers them with like all the tracking that they use to like track.
Right.
Like, you know, so it's like he might not be
Web
releasing
2.0.
it on Spotify, but on the back end, like the beats are in there. So when it gets used, you know,
right.
his like rights organizations get flagged that like, yo, somebody did release this.
Right.
And because like, for instance, when we play like other people's music on YouTube, right, we have to do, even when we play our own music on YouTube, because it's all, a lot of it is streaming, we have to make copyright claims to get paid off of it, you know? So I think like when you're talking about rights, it's a very complicated case, and Karthik and I can really only speak from our experience and what we're doing. All right, let's keep it rolling. So kind of our last artist. Honestly, I was chilling in Bullish Traders room with Humans, and Karthik was pitching, and a bunch of the squad was in there. And we all really like what Bullish Traders doing. Actually, let's just pull him up real quick. I wanted to give him a shout out because I sold my first NFT in his space. I know a lot of people have done that, and I just think he's real tight. So, and including because he really encourages us to like meet new artists. He has a pretty cool project going on that you can check out. His Twitter's down below. He's always hosting spaces, and also like he just gives artists from all over the world a chance. I know Karthik plays music in there sometimes. I can't wait to share some music in there. But sorry, Karthik, I'll pause for a second and then I'll get into the artist I met in his space this morning.
Real tight space holder. I think last time he did like a 24/7 hour space with a co-host. But one cool story that happened in this space yesterday was a small artist. Like I think she had less than 300 followers on Twitter. Just went up there, started talking about her art, and he encourages retweeting in those spaces. You put your pin tweet up there, people retweet it and like it, and that tweet actually got back to OpenSea, which then OpenSea featured that on their homepage. And I think she's done like 10 ETH in sales in total in the last 24 hours or something like that. So it just shows you the power of one, keep on pitching your stuff, go out there, share your art. And number two, like there is a effect of just retweeting and sharing people's art. And if you're an artist or project maker, you should be doing that because we should be encouraging everybody's artistic endeavor.
And there's a lot to be said about like if you're an art enthusiast, find yourself in a Twitter space and jump up there as a host and just do it frequently, and like the artists will come to share their stories. And so I just thought this was all cool. And one of the artists that I met this morning or found this morning in his space who was pitching was Ada Dot. And I just really dove into her art. I thought it was so cool. I'm just gonna go to the page here and check it out. Yeah, I mean, if you can't tell, I'm really into African artists. I keep on featuring them on our show, but I'm really into it. And I just saw some of her stuff, particularly this one. I thought it was very affordable, which I appreciated as a beginner collector. And also, I just love it. I love the colors. I love the emotion. I love the composition of the photo. I really dig that photographers have a really awesome space in NFTs, because I think just as musicians, like their photographers deserve another way to monetize their art. And the spaces and people that I've met, I just think it's so tight. Actually, I want to host speaking of that, I want to host like a photographer space, dude.
Yeah, we could definitely even like maybe one of the episodes just totally dedicate or a day dedicated to that, honestly.
I know that on Tezos also there's a lot of really awesome photo projects, and so like you can check out OBJKT or Object, and I know there's some really dope photos in there. Also on Foundation there's some really cool photographers. I know we featured some of them in some shows, but yeah, definitely check out Ada on Twitter, and LYANGA is the collection that I really dug. Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. It's gonna be a beautiful day. We're here to do it together. Couple closing thoughts as we wrap today's episode up. One, I'm really excited to welcome The Meaning to our show on Thursday. I think we're gonna try to get her in here. We'll post a flyer later today with the exact time, but we're gonna have our first official interview at NFT ART TALK. So I'm really excited about that. So you guys stay tuned, subscribe, hit that notification. We'll be hitting up everybody on Twitter. Really pumped for that. And then my closing, and tomorrow, DJing in the metaverse. Yes, sir. Please, MC hosting. Let's go.
This
Soundboard.
is a dream of his.
Yes,
ever
this is
since
my
I
dream.
met him.
Dude, this is my dream come true. With like a whole bunch of new badass people that I just met, only in these spaces. So like that just feels so supportive. I can't wait, dude. And with that, like, dream big. That's my message today, y'all. Dream big, do what you're passionate about every day. That's why we're here. Like literally, we stopped the space last night and talked about how much fun we're having doing this. So thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we're here every day, Monday through Friday. Karthik, close us out.
Thanks for everybody coming out, chilling with us. Humans, Dikenzas, Hayes NFT, Crybaby Illustrations. We appreciate y'all jumping in here today. And yeah, just keep on creating, have fun today, and don't take anything too seriously other than just making it a great experience and a great life.
Yeah, and dude, it's like the perfect timing with The Cube by Karthik. So I'll let you guys listen to that for a minute, and then we'll see you tomorrow.